Reddit, a platform that serves as a space where users share a plethora of disturbing encounters that often elicit both intrigue and fear. These narratives can range from supernatural phenomena to unsettling real life experiences, creating a rich tapestry of chilling tales. Many narratives focus on unsettling interactions with strangers, whether in public spaces or through online platforms. Users describe situations where they felt an inexplicable sense of danger, such as being followed or approached by someone who seemed off. These encounters often leave individuals feeling vulnerable and questioning the intentions of those around them. The anonymity of the internet sometimes allows users to share these experiences without revealing their identities, adding to the authenticity of their fears. These disturbing encounters on Reddit not only entertain, but also foster a sense of community among users who share their similar fears and experiences. Tonight, we're going to hear 3 extremely disturbing encounters that left the victims of these stories feeling fearful, dreadful, and uneasy for the remainder of their lives. This is the first time I'm sharing something here, so I hope my story will be easy to understand. For privacy reasons, I won't give my name or age. For a bit of context, this happened about 2 years ago, a few weeks after my little brother was born. Ever since we moved into this house, there's been this small room in the basement that's always locked. To explain how little anyone uses it, I don't even know what's in there, but I've always assumed it's just utility stuff like meters or something. The room is really tiny, barely big enough to lie down in. Now, let's get into it. My parents were away for a weekend together, leaving me, my older sister, and my baby brother, who was just a few weeks old at the time, at home. My parents trusted us to take care of ourselves since they'd done this before. Anyway, that night my sister went out with friends and wasn't planning to come back until 4 or 5 in the morning. I watched a good movie, and since it was already getting late, I decided to put my little brother in his bedroom upstairs. I did that and came back down to watch another movie, but I ended up falling asleep on the couch. About 2 or 3 hours later, around midnight, I woke up to these strange noises coming from upstairs. At first, I thought it was the neighbors since they can be pretty loud and the walls are thin. But then I looked at the time and I realized it was too late for them to still be awake, let alone be making that kind of noise. So I got closer to the stairs to investigate, and just as I was about to go up the first step, I heard the sound of something metal falling on the ground. And guess what? It was the key to the small room in the basement. Immediately I grabbed my phone, and instead of calling the police, I texted my friends to tell them that something was happening. One of my friends had the brilliant idea of calling the police for me. Suddenly I hear the bathroom slam shut. I knew that it was the door because it makes a very specific creaking noise when it closes. I remember my brother was sleeping upstairs, so I carefully went up to check if he was okay. Thank God he was fine. Still not fully grasping how much danger I was in, I went to the bathroom door, and since it opens inward, I decided to violently push it open and I heard a man scream. I immediately shut the door and held it closed to keep him from getting out. He broke the window, and outside the bathroom, there's this sort of balcony. Not a proper one, but you get the idea. That connects the balconies of the neighboring houses, which are all really close together. That's what he used to escape. I grabbed my brother in my arms and ran to the kitchen, and I noticed that one of the knives was missing from the knife block. I thought to myself, fuck. I picked up another knife and crouched in the corner of the living room, crying like never before. The police arrived and I opened the door for them. When they searched the house, they confirmed that the window was broken and I had hit the guy so hard that there was blood on the floor. But the most shocking and traumatizing part was what they found in that small basement room. There were blankets and cans of food. They concluded that he had been living there for several days. That's it. I hesitated a lot before I posted this because it really affected me, and I'm sorry if the story isn't super clear. Some of the details are still jumbled in my head. Anyway, I hope you found it interesting. When I was a freshman in high school, Alyssa was my role model. Alyssa was a senior. She was gorgeous, confident, smart, effortlessly stylish, and always owning the room. Back then, I was too shy to talk to her. Seniors are already pretty intimidating to freshmen, but Alyssa was next level intimidating because she was such a queen. I didn't expect anyone to see me the way I saw Alyssa, but I was pleasantly surprised in my senior year. In my senior year, I started finding cute little notes in my locker. I wasn't expecting that at all, but I was really flattered. The first one said, "You were beautiful in that dress on Friday." The handwriting was neat and simple, with the cute little heart at the end. More notes kept coming, always in fourth period. I got a note every week or two. I know they came during fourth period because I checked my locker before and after every class. They were all really sweet. They said things like this: "Your smile lights up the hallway. You shine brighter than any star. Your homecoming photos are straight out of a magazine cover. You're so stunning." There were also notes that I don't remember. They weren't romantic or flirty. They looked like things I might have said to Alyssa if we'd ever spoken. I thought maybe they were from a shy underclassman girl. I had my suspicions. I didn't tell anyone about the notes. I really didn't want my friends turning this into an investigation and embarrassing whoever was leaving them. Whoever was leaving these messages, I thought they meant well. Then, in my second semester, my schedule changed. My last class of the day was upstairs near my friend's locker. My friend's last class was near my locker. We had swapped lockers. I forgot all about the notes until my 18th birthday. That morning, my friend handed me a note she said she found in her locker, which was my old locker. It said, "Happy birthday, princess." At first, she thought the notes were meant for her, since any of the compliments could fit her too. But when she realized her birthday didn't match up, she put two and two together. Come to think of it, I don't think any of the notes ever said my name. I admitted that the notes had been happening all year and explained that I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. Then my friends launched their investigation that I had been worried about. All the girls in our friend group became detectives trying to solve this mystery. One friend, who didn't have the fourth period class, stationed herself by the lockers to survey that area, and it worked. The notes weren't from any shy freshman or even from a boy. They were from the janitor, an older woman none of us knew. We all recognized her, but I don't think any of us ever talked to her. She'd been leaving these notes for several months, watching me closely enough to comment on my outfits, field hockey games, and even what I posted on Facebook. I saw her at the last field hockey game of the season. She sat quietly in the stands. That was the only time I noticed her watching me, but I have no idea how I never noticed her watching me before. None of us brought this up to her. She hadn't done anything wrong, but it felt unsettling in a way that's hard to explain. What would you do? This happened on a Saturday. I'm a 19-year-old freshman at UNI who moved here from a fairly small town into a big city. There was a guy I talked to over Tinder for around 2 weeks. He was cute and he seemed nice. We had a lot in common, and he even studied at the same university I did. He was older though. He already had a degree and was now doing post-grad. The first time we ever met, we went out and grabbed coffee on a Monday. That was exactly a week ago. I had a great time, and when he asked me if I'd like to get drinks because the drinking age here is 18, I happily said yes. We met up at a local bar and talked without a moment of awkwardness for 2 hours. We really clicked. I had to go to the bathroom, and when I came back, a man was waiting for me outside the toilet. He stopped me and he told me that the guy sitting at my table put something in my drink. Then he asked me if I wanted him to call the police. I thanked him, but I said no, everything's fine, and I went back to my table. I really liked the guy. and I wanted to believe that the random man was just pranking me, but still, I wasn't willing to risk it, so I told him directly what had happened. I said, "I'm sorry, I know this sounds insane, but after I got out of the bathroom, some random guy told me that you put something in my drink." He laughed and he said, "That's insane," as if we were both giggling at the situation together. He wasn't serious about it at all. I apologized and I said I don't think he did that, not at all, but I'd be much more at peace if he chugged my drink just so I know the random guy was pranking me, because nothing like this has ever happened to me before. I apologized again and said the drinks are on me and I'm very sorry to make the situation awkward. He said that's absolutely not a problem, he just has to go pee first. I waited. After 15 minutes, I realized he's not coming back. I waited around for a bit longer and a half hour before I paid and went home. Upon getting home, I checked my Tinder and saw he deleted his account. Okay, maybe he thought I'm so insane our date made him delete the app, but still, it bothered me. I googled him and found nothing. Today I went into the records office at my UNI and I asked if a person with his name was studying there. The lady working there told me that's private information and she can't share. I then asked if a person with his name has ever obtained a degree from this university. She looked it up and told me that no one with his name has ever obtained a degree there. He lied to me. He told me that he did his undergraduate degree here. He hasn't. Or alternatively, he told me a fake name. I'm now sure that he had terrible intentions and he did spike my drink. I was more than lucky that someone noticed. I have no idea what he would have done to me after I had drank that, and I really don't want to know. I'm still a bit creeped out about the situation. I did delete Tinder, and I'm very glad that I didn't give him my phone number or my address. He did offer to pick me up and I cleverly said no, yet dumbly I told him that the coffee place that we met up at is walking distance from my apartment. It freaks me out that he knows what area I live in, as well as my first and last name and where I study. I don't think there's anything I can do about it though. I seriously doubt he even gave me his real name. To the random Tinder guy who lied to me and probably tried to drug me, let's not meet. And to the kind man who made me aware of the situation, thank you very much. What's going on? Journey.amygdala here, and I just want to thank you guys so much for watching my first video. I really appreciate the support and I hope you found it entertaining and informative. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, so feel free to share any feedback and please submit your stories if you have any to my email down below. Until next time, take care and I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, remember, embrace the journey that fuels the fear.